is a foundation inspection. We're standing at the left-hand elevation. You can see here the grade is coming up into contact with the brickwork. That will require some raking back. You don't want the grade in contact with the brick because it allows water to get in. Now there's been some movement in this foundation. I don't know whether piers have been added, but there's a crack here, differential settlement crack at the left-hand elevation. Moving around to the corner, we can see here we've got settlement here, and you can see how that's moved. It may be that it's had foundation work. I'm not aware of that. Now we're at the front elevation. There's a hole here. That's often typical if there's been some foundation work and I haven't repacked it enough. The dirt and the ground part collapses away beneath it. You can only find that out from the present owners. Again, differential crack here, running up there in the wall system. More cracks. Now these cracks mustn't be left like this. You've got to fill them, because what will happen is water will get in and then it will cause problems inside the house. Again, the grade is too high here. It's actually in contact with the brickwork. Moving now to the right elevation. We have a differential crack here. And there's some cracking in the brickwork here. Right hand elevation. Yeah, I'd definitely say there's been some pier work carried out in the house, which is good to know. A vinyl siding here. You can see where this cracking is around the bricks and everything. It really must be repointed. You don't want water getting in to the cavity system. Let's move to the backyard. We're at the backyard, and again you can see you've got high grade touching the brickwork. And more differential settlement here. Now, what I've got is I've got a fibre optic camera inside the soffits. We have a vinyl covering here, vinyl soffit covering, and I'm putting it through an area where there should be a soffit vent. Well, you can't see it on my camera because I can't record both at the same time. You've got this damn reflection of me. No, not going to work. But what I can tell you is there are no soffit vents on this building. Now, I rather suspected the building when I came up, because originally when it would have been built, it would have had gable end vents. And if you look at the end of the building, there's no gables. They were closed up. Somebody had the vinyl putting on, and they didn't cut soffit vents when they put this up. They just camouflaged it to make it look as if it's got soffit vents. This means this attic is very, very underventilated. So, no proper soffit vents. This is bad news. This is the rear elevation of the building. And this area up here should have a gable vent, and it hasn't got one. The soffits probably were here, or could be here, but I can't find them. So we have to assume at the moment that there are no soffit vents in this building. There are two roofs on this part of the building. You see here we've got the shingles. Beneath it another row. Beneath that another row. Oh, there are four. There should only be two there. Up here we're going to find around about 5 or 6 on the rake. So we're up to the rake, and we've got 1, 2, yep, we've got 2 roofs on this building. So this is the roof inspection. We're at the front gable end. There's a soffit ventilation here, but the other ones I've checked do not actually have vents running through into the attic, so they're just there for decorative purposes. Moving up onto the roof itself, there's been some damage to this roof here. Looks like tree damage to the roof here. It's recently painted. And we got a lot of caulking around this area here. That's really not going to work very well. It should be taken off and re-shingled. Same issue down here, we got damage to the caulking. The front elevation, the roof in general is in poor condition. It's rendered very poor in this area. Down here you can see that it's been caulked along here. That shouldn't need to be caulked if the flashings were working properly. These are the flashings. We can see them clearly here, but we cannot see flashings there. I think the flashings were not reinstalled when they put the vinyl in, but without taking the vinyl off I can't tell whether that's happened or not. But originally flashings would have run up the whole of here behind, and it doesn't seem to be here now. Now as for these flashings, you can see down here we got problems of caulking. It's been poor, it's actually leaked, and as a result somebody's come to try and stop the leak with caulking. It doesn't work. You've got to replace the flashing and replace the roof around it. This is the attic access. We've got it open at the moment. There's no weather seal around here, which means it's not fireproof. There's a hole up here. That shouldn't be. That's going to allow fumes from the garage into the attic. Should be sealed. Okay, let's go outside top and see what we've got. We're in the attic and we've got a flue here, actually running up into the roof system, up to the boards, and there's water marks on it, which indicates that it may be leaking. This is the chimney we're looking at on the top. There's water marks on there, although the decking doesn't appear to have much in terms of water stain, so although it looks like it's leaking on top, it may not be. There's large areas of no insulation at all, totally missing. See down here, No insulation. This can be a problem. In the winter, it's going to cause the attic to sweat. You get condensation in the attic because you've got warm down below here and cold up here, and you get condensing air, and that will cause condensation to form on the structure. So it's got to have insulation put in. There are some signs that there might be vents, soffit vents, though frankly, no, that's not. There's no soffit vents. You're going to have to put soffit vents in because it needs ventilation. It gets terribly hot in the winter. Now, we have a vent there for the bathroom, and it's been disconnected. See? There it is. That's disconnected as a bathroom vent. That's going to dump moisture into the attic. The decking around here has been soaked successfully at delaminating. See, it's delaminating here. The dust in this environment is getting to me, so I'm going to have to get out. Again, that's the vents. There's cables running over service boards everywhere, making it dangerous and hazardous. The junction box here, where the couplers are. This is a Federal Pacific stab lock service panel. Or is it stab lock? No, it doesn't look like it is. This is a Federal Pacific panel. They unfortunately are a very poor panel. The company that manufactured them went out of business because of the performance of their panels was so bad. They got sued a lot. Anyway, the only recommendation I can make for a panel of this type is that it be replaced. Electrical branch circuits check. This has got an open ground. This is a GFCI and it's not operating. So GFCI is not operating, we have an open ground. This has got proper grounding. You can see what I mean when these lights come on. Watch. Open ground. Grounded. That's in the kitchen. So GFCIs are not working in the kitchen. GFCI works in the master bathroom. GFC works in the guest. Okay, switch here. Your switch controls the outlet here. This is the compressor for the AC unit. You can see we've got some cold pipe here and it has no insulation on it. It is actually cooling, which is a good thing, but it's not going to be very efficient, and that definitely needs to be addressed. Now the AC evaporator is in a cabinet in the garage. The evaporator is above us here, and the plenum up here is leaking air. It's just blowing it out into the garage. It means it's not going to be very efficient. And there doesn't seem to be a filter present around this area, so we're going to look to see if there's a filter on one of the return plenums. The extractor fan doesn't work in the master bathroom. One of the things that's rarely carried out during a home inspection, that should be considered most times, is a video scan of the sewer system, especially when you have an older property with large trees in it, as we've got here, because the trees are always looking for water, and a source of moisture is often the sewer system, and the roots from these large trees can get into the sewer system and destroy it. We're about to carry out a video scan. We're going to use a standard video fibre optic camera here. We have a computer which we can capture the images on, the video on. This is the actual scan device we'll be looking at as the camera goes down the drain line. And here we have the clear outs, and we'll be putting them down, the camera down the clear outs in turn. This is a process that you ought to consider using. It could save you millions. Well, alright, not millions, but it'll certainly save you a lot of money. Typically a small house of 1,800, 2,000 square foot, replacing the sewer lines to the house can cost anything between $6,000 and $12,000. So quite a lot of money to spend when you're not expecting it. The garage door and rail up here have been poorly installed. Watch what happens when I close the garage or open the garage door. You can see this is bending, it doesn't have any support, and it should have. It's opening up now. It's badly attached here. Now, as a result, if you continually open and close this over a period of time, this is going to break, and they cost about $1,500 to repair. Now you need to get this fixed. You see it's closing now. It's affecting the actual rail. It shouldn't affect it that way. And it's closed. And here you can see. No, you can't really see. I can. Okay, come up close. How the bolts aren't in properly. So the whole thing has just been badly installed. I recommend you have a garage opener specialist look at it and tell you what to do with it before you start using it. As I say, if you start using this door, I can almost guarantee it's going to break. The water heater is unusable. It's running at the moment, but it's leaking. It's leaking from the temperature pressure relief valve here, and in addition there are leaks down the bottom. You can see where it's badly rusted. Inside the unit itself, the covers have been removed. They were off when I got here. You can see that there's rust appearing on the inside of the lining, which indicates there's rust somewhere inside the tank. Looking inside there, as you can see, it's very dirty, which indicates that it's probably, oh, I can see why it's very dirty. Look, it has the vent for the dryer emptying into the cupboard where the water heater and the air conditioner is. This is terrible. It cannot stay that way. You're going to have that vent for the dryer moved. It can't continue to come in here, and here's the reason. First thing is, it's going to make it very dirty in and around the air conditioning unit, and it will get into the unit itself and get distributed around the house. In addition, you've got a build up of lint on the electrical connections, and they could spontaneously combust. I can't get my mucking words right. Anyway, it's not good. The whole cabinet needs to be cleaned, the water heater needs to come out and be replaced. The air conditioning unit needs to be cleaned, this whole cupboard needs to be cleaned, there can't be any lint left in it, and the vent for the air conditioning unit has got to be moved. Swimming pool inspection. The coping around the swimming pool is in good condition. I'm not sure about the drain, I can't see it very well. It's down here, there's the drain, it's got leaves on it. But that's got to be the anti-suction type drain that can't drag you under. There's no apparent cracks in the coping and the flat work, it looks in good order. There's no missing tiles around the pool, that looks in good order. This is a skimmer. There's a basket. I think it's broken. Apart from the top edge of the skimmer here, you see how that's broken there? That will need to be fixed because water can potentially get from the skimmer in and under the flat work, and that could cause it to undermine the flat work, and that would lead to damage to the pool. This is the light switch, you can see the cover's loose. It's not in good order at all, that needs to be remedied. To all intents and purposes, the pump looks new, and so does all the pipework and the filter here. The actual pump itself should have a ground, and it's missing. The grounding bar is missing, or the grounding line is missing from the pump. The pool light does not work. It was originally attached here. You can see we have the light control, no wiring to it at all, so the pool light actually effectively has been removed. There is no pool light as we can see at the moment at the pool. This is the light in the closet in the small bedroom at the right hand elevation, and you'll find you can't turn it off, and it's loose in the thing and it won't turn off.